somewhat of a chaotic time this time of year. This full moon is very, um, in nature, it's about reflection. We have this sort of darkest full moon of the year, so to speak, with solstice coming up on the 21st, um, which means we're in the depths. It's cold, it's recessive. We've gotten the harvest. Hopefully, we've gotten a decent harvest to carry us through the winter. Good luck. Um, a lot of it's a whole. I was trying to figure. I didn't know where to begin with this energy reading, we'll call it, because there was just so much conflicting interests. There was like rest, but don't rest, and then Aries is like full steam ahead, like cut off everything that doesn't serve you, kill yourself to be reborn, and it was very back and forth. So I'm just gonna forget all of that. We'll sit out the moon, and the moon is in stark contrast tomorrow, today, depending on when you're watching this video, or before, after, during. The full moon is taking the full heat of the sun's rays, and the sun is taking the full heat of the moon's reflection. So we have enough to do with the moon itself. Relax. Being that it's in Gemini, and there's so much contradiction in the energies, there's probably going to be arguments. There's probably going to be misunderstandings. There's probably going to be a bit of shit talking, a lot of things being said that weren't meant, a lot of enemies becoming friends, a lot of friends becoming enemies. I suggest we all just chill. If you're coming across this video and you've made it to the letter squad, I suggest we all chill for this full moon. That's my energy reading. Don't get too heady. Disassociate. This is the one time we'll have permission to disassociate. That's my energy reading for this full moon. We have enough to deal with. We have the holidays. We have retrograde Mars still, I think, right now. Full moon Gemini. Disassociate from the chaos. We got enough to deal with. Write stuff down. That's a big prompt. There's your prompt from this video. Write things down. Your goals, your dreams, your ambitions, the things you want to get rid of, because there's a lot of killing off energy. There's a lot of get shit done energy, especially if you've got some, I was doing some Aries studying for this, and if you've got Aries anywhere in a substantial placement, at least rising moon or your sun, there's a lot of push. You guys are going to be experiencing a lot of push. But that's okay. We can disassociate and still push at the same time. We can disassociate from the news, from the world. There's stuff going on with Twitter and Elon Musk and releasing files, and dogs barking constantly in the backyard and trying to get shit done, and full moon energies getting people crazy. Just so we started off with a big breath. I pulled some cards. We got 7 of Swords, 5 of Wands, and our Hierophant. Our 7 of Cards was discipline yourself to stay focused on the desired outcome, and you will make your way past all competing circumstances. For our 7 of Swords, it was our 7 of Swords. Our 5 of Wands was identifying your passions and building your mission around them. It was all hustle. We had the Hierophant, which was reversed. So the Hierophant is like your student, your learner, trusting that if you just continue along the path, you will become great. You will become successful, especially with the 2, with our 7 of Swords, and that 5 of Wands was just like, yo, slay. Make your decision, slay. That's I forgot what astrology was coming up earlier that was saying sort of death to the past, let go of the past. That's our full moon speaking. Especially our cold full moon speaking, is like get rid of all that unnecessary stuff, even if it has to be somewhat violent or dramatic. Maybe not violent, but dramatic, like burn your bridges. However, with the weirdness going on, it almost feels like if you're burning bridges right now, you better be careful because they might not come back. So if you're gonna make a decision to burn your bridge or to burn your boats, right? That's if you're a warrior and you land on the shore and you burn your boats, you're basically saying you better be successful in your campaign because there's no escape. You burned your boats. So if you're gonna be burning your boats, there's no turning back at this time. Like I said, it's heavy, it's sort of chaotic, and that's what I mean by disassociate from what's going on. Or at least disassociate from the unnecessaries. Just keep it personal. Keep it cozy. It's a cold moon after all. Stay indoors. Stay healthy. Drink plenty of fluids. Right. Get some sunlight. But we did get that Hierophant card reversed, which was telling me like, though you must believe in yourself and always have the gusto to prevail and know that you'll prevail. It's like, yo, if you're not careful, shit might slip. We'll go ahead. We'll just get deeper into that. Might as well. We'll might as well. When the cards reverse, this may be indicating that you bring an unnecessary episode of rebellion against traditional held ideals and spiritual beliefs that belong to your lineage. Be aware. Lineage could be anything, by the way. It doesn't have to be blood lineage. It could be your craft. It could be the way you've done things this whole time. You might have to go back to the drawing board, which would make sense because we're going to be hit with that retrograde at the end of the month. Who's going retro that always goes retro? What's the dude's name? Our Hermes guy? Mercury. I was like, Hermes. Who's Hermes? Mercury. Which is all about going back to the vision board. It's all about reevaluation. Which is why most people have such a hard. Well, I wouldn't say most people. Most people are clueless to the stars, but the ones who do pay attention, and notice there to be a difficulty around that time, the difficulty isn't like someone throwing a fork in your gears. It's just that the energy of that time period is about reevaluating your work. Even if what you're doing is fine, you know what I mean? Even if what you're doing is good, it's still worth an evaluation every so often, at least to give yourself your 5th gold star. Like, hey, this is my 5th gold star. Thanks, Hermes. So yeah, this card, I guess, is probably tying into that somehow. Like maybe we're having a Well, anywho, we'll keep going. Be aware that without the steadying influence of tradition observed from generation to generation, there would be no stable support system within which you could afford to rebel. I love how I put that. Get a sense of whether you are abiding the hand that feeds you. Take care lest to damage your right relationship to the great mystery. Because the Hierophant is the student of magic, the student of lore, the student of the occult, the student of all things that go bump in the night. So don't go against the grain just to go against the grain when you're doing your evaluations, when you're doing your when you're writing out your skits, when you're doing your journals, when you're like, again, remember this is big communication. So if we're going to be lashing out verbally with something, we want to make sure that we're doing it with just cause, with just reason, because remember, this is the time where if you're burning boats or something like that, you might not be able to get them back. It takes a long time to build a fleet. So if you burn it down, it's going to take a lot of resources and time to get it going again. It's going to take a lot of... Okay, so we advise that you return to the meticulous student. Everything you can, learn everything you can about your chosen arena. Perfect for your 5 of Wands and your 7 of Swords. This is these are your cards that are saying, pick your battle, and carry on. What was the last? Hold on. Discipline yourself to stay focused on the desired outcome, and you will make your way past competing circumstances. They are both in the advice position to identify your passions and build your mission around them. Standard stuff, right? But it all seems to be coming at the same time, and that reversed Hierophant is what's sort of tying it all together. It's specifically in relation to that. It's a perfect spread. Earn respect and recognition by completing your education and broadening your experience. I wrote a note down earlier of a video I wanted to make, and the title of the video was, You Can't Learn Intuition from a Book. So I'm so glad we're getting this card right here. If you already have the necessary experience you need, then rewrite your resume so others can appreciate who you are and what you can bring to a situation. Focus on your goal and be determined. Again, figure out your goal, your passion, and be determined. You may be destined to be a master in your realm. Maybe. You may be destined, because our bad boy was reversed. But as far as that energy reading was going for the full moon and such, disassociate from the world at large. We're going into the darkest day of the year here in a couple weeks. There's no need to push past your boundaries. There's no need to start new battles and start new wars. And like this card said, biting the hand that feeds you. We sort of have to get out of our own way and get out of our own head, and again, relax and breathe. It's funny because how I see this is like, we got to be the character in the movie when shit's hitting the fan. We got to be the guy. Have you guys ever seen Armageddon? I forgot the actor's name, but he's the crazy one, and he's riding the nuclear bomb like a horse, and everyone's freaking out, and he's going, "What's the matter? We're all gonna die anyways." We sort of have to carry that energy with us. That's what I'm feeling. It's like we gotta be the comedic relief. We have to be the Jar Jar Binks. We have to be the drunken master, right? We need that drunken master energy right now, which is basically, yes, you're a master of your craft, but you're also, this is, here we go. Of the world, is it in the world but not of the world, or of the world but not in the world? Have that omnipresence to you, at least if a comical omnipresence, a playful, jovial omnipresence, knowing that we can't fix everything, we can't fix the entire world, but we can, I don't even want to say fix ourselves like there's something broken. We can, again, reevaluate ourselves and have fun and smile and learn to laugh at things. I feel like we're gonna need to learn how to laugh at things this next month. And if you need help with that, hit up your boy. Because if there's one thing I love doing, it's laughing. And I guess that concludes our energy update for the next month. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. At least if you enjoyed yourself, subscribe to the channel. If you found it useful at all, leave a comment or a like. Make sure you hit the notification bell so we get as many notifications out there as possible. Share the video with your friends if you got some homies, especially if you have some Aries homies. I don't get super specific with all of the signs because I don't know them all. I know my main three for the most part. Well, I know them all, but I don't have the time to do card pulls for all of them, basically is what I'm getting at. So I feel like what happens is I put off a lot of Aquarius, Aries, and Pisces energy because those are my three dominating ones. So when I do a spread, it tends to be with that energy back behind it. I don't sort of set time to go, oh, okay, I'm going to dial into this and what's going on in this house and what's going on with that sign and what's your... I don't got... Hey, your boy ain't got that kind of time. So... take what you can, leave what you don't. And I thank you guys for being here. Love you. And I'll see you real soon. All right. Peace out.